How can they take your cheat codes and think that they can compete in the arena with you? That's what came to me earlier, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and it took me on a journey through cheat codes, source code, and the things we do or don't give to others, the things that others take from us, and how it is internalized, how it is used, and how people turn things into what they want. This is a negative energy we're talking about. We're going to go to the light and dark of this conversation. We're going to pull tarot on all of this. But I'm talking to a collective straight off the bat who have offered out cheat codes to others because they have the source code and they know it. That means you're helping other people frequently. And you're helping people. And as you help people, these people are trying to take from you, destroy you, take advantage of you. When I said you're giving them the cheat codes, but they're trying to cheat you in the race, steal your drift, steal your energy, you're like, but wait, when is it going to dawn on that person they're running on your source code? They are lapping around the map, the racetrack. But you made the map. It's your track. You designed the whole dimension. And that is what is so beautiful, because since then, I've had synchronicity after synchronicity, which has given me epiphany after epiphany, where people have actually spoken, and I've seen it in random things that have just popped up on adverts, on random things I've watched today, just doing things, moving around naturally, and I keep getting the same message. You can't master what you haven't mastered. You can't pass a test you have never studied for. Now, in some instances, you can get the answers to the test. You can cheat on an exam. You can use ChatGPT. There's the confirmation in the background. You can use applications. You can use underhanded tactics. You can steal and use underhanded tactics. But life goes on. Today, you could steal and get a big win. Today, you could cheat on a test and pass the exam. But where is that exam going to take you the results? Is that for your driving license, for example? Is that for a new degree? Because you're going to need to use that degree. You're going to need to know how to drive. So you're playing yourself. People are playing themselves. In this reading today, I want to talk in two tones. I want to talk directly to the person that's playing themselves, cheating, stealing, taking. But then I also want to talk to the person that's the victim of that. So we're talking about abusers and victims, both watching this piece of content. And actually what I'm being guided to say today is let's reflect. As we pull out the tarot, we're going to go in with some clairvoyance, personal stories, whatever wants to come out of the cards, we'll dive, right? Tarot and talk today. But as we do that, let's look at the ways in which we've taken on both of these roles. Because I'm torn already. Because there are some people that think I can get ahead and I can use that person or do this or do that to get ahead. That person will help me cheat. That person will give me a leg up. That person will help me steal. And maybe they will. And it's not like you outrightly stole from them. They were happy to help you cheat. You paid for the answers. But now you've got it. You've got to a new level based off cheat codes. Do you think you are going to survive that level? Now I'm thinking about levels in games and how the game always goes up and up and up and up and up until you meet the beast. The game master. The boss. That's the one. The boss. Some people... This is rude, but this is what I'm getting. We're going to go with it. Some people are only destined to ever make it to level 5 because they're playing the wrong game. So they've picked up a game that isn't for them and they're always stuck at level 5. They know others who are on a level 100 on that same game and they can't get past level 5. So they start watching the other person pull up to the lobby and just start viewing the game. Start trying to improve skills. Now they make it further down level 5, almost get to the end of it, still can't make it to level 6. They start asking questions of that person who's on a level 100. How did you get there? What did you do? One of the people on the higher levels, level 80, said, you know what, I've got a cheat code. I made it to level 70 just by doing this. Clicking these few keys. Little hash key there, little this, that, little bit of open source, little bit of chat GPT, little bit of copyright. Little bit of thieving, little bit of stealing, little bit of hustling on the sides, little bit of money underneath the table, little bit of cyber, dark web, little bit of this, little bit of that. So I made it. So what are you going to do when you can't even fucking clock level 5, but now you've cheated your way up to level 70? Talk to me. Hit me in the comments, let me know. Oh, in my head I'm getting virality. So we're talking about what it means to be an influencer on social media. The roles we play on and offline. Yeah? People getting promotions and in big positions in their job. How the fuck did you get there? Yeah, and this, I just put out a reading about nepotism and whether or not you earned the role or not, but we're not even there today. Today I'm getting like people that cheated their way through the interview, cheated their way through the assessment. Sometimes you've got to do like tests to get the job. And you use ChatGPT to pass the test to get the job, or you cheated your way through your assignments or whatever it was, your write-up, your personal statement. Now you've got the job, a higher level job, you've got the money, you're earning it. But they're starting to realise you haven't got the skills that you claim to have when you first applied for this job. You're not, the way you presented is not the same as who you are. The cheat codes are not adding up. You cheated. Someone's cheated here. And whether or not that's a physical person, a boss, a manager, a teacher, telling you that, God's watching. Karma's real. Dharma exists. One of my biggest motivators in life, I wanted to say affirmation, but you can question whether or not that's an affirmation or not, is God's always watching. God is always watching. So I live by that code and I try and be as honourable as possible all the time because I know God's watching. Now that doesn't, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual for a start. I swear, I'm rude, I'm abrasive, I'm opinionated. I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. That's me, right? So I'm not saying I'm holier than thou and I'm always doing the right thing by the Lord Jesus Christ. That's not my claim. But my claim is God's always watching. And I say that to say when someone's watching you, how do you behave versus when you're alone? And if you knew that God was watching or that there was always another eye on you, how would you behave? Would you hold yourself to a higher standard all the time or not? Because I know I hold myself to a higher standard all the time, and it's not the healthiest thing to do. I am a hermit, stemming from hermetic ideologies, but something entirely different at hermetology.me, link in the description. But I hold myself to a higher standard. I'm a Virgo as well, perfectionist, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Leo rising. So with all of that, we're going to dive into the tarot. First card out using a collection of oracle cards and tarot cards, a whole master deck. We're using the master deck. Powerful things happen when we use the master deck, guys. We're getting back to the original source code we have been using over here in line with the visions that I've had. First card out, relationship change in reverse, communication in reverse, serious energy coming out with the Tower card, the High Priestess, and the King of Wands. So straight off the bat, there is a relationship that has not changed. Stagnant, stuck. This relationship isn't going to change. I wanted to go down my old energy of this card and what it meant to me, and I've been stopped in my tracks by the divine. They said, no. This is a very different story and narrative we have today. This isn't about a relationship that's stuck or stagnant or in stasis. This is about a relationship that is never going to change. This is about communication that is never going to change. This is a communication style that is never going to change. Life experience should have taught you by now that this is it in this dimension. This is it in this relationship. I'm very prickly today. So I feel like I'm connecting with someone who needs to give or pull back from that prickly energy. Give or receive that prickly vibration so we know our place here. Rude to be like, do you know your place? But is it rude? Because it seems to me that there has been repeated issues where people don't know their place. Because if people knew their place, they would be in their place. I'm going to keep going with the cards because there's so much I want to go in on. And to me, it's not so much a conversation about cheating as it is about source. Source code is one thing. Cheat codes are another thing. I love cheat codes. Or in childhood, preteen, and early teenage years, I love cheat codes. I love the ideology of cheat codes. I still love all those concepts now, but I like more shortcuts and quick ways to use the keys in really, really rapid ways, which I'm not good at, but I like shortcuts and I like the ideology of cheat code infographics. Stay with me here. But source code is so powerful. It is so beautiful. It is the originality. It is the intellectual property, the patent. I always say patent, but patent, right? Of authenticity, of ownership, yeah? So the main thing coming through is an understanding of a relationship in your life that cannot ever be authentic because the relationship is stuck in an unauthentic place regarding communication, first and foremost. And the Tower moment keeps happening in this relationship because this person keeps taking from you your source, your authenticity, your originality, and they're cheating using your design. I cannot stand people that are unconscious about their program behaviors, and this is what it gives me. I want to say that it's a person who is maliciously intent on doing this, but it gives me someone so unconscious, they're unaware. Their just natural program is take, I see, I like, I do. Monkey see, monkey do energy, which isn't a bad thing if you are learning along the process, yeah? Darwinism. We're all stem from monkeys, in my opinion, and we're all evolve into cyborgs, in my opinion. So we're learning right now. So yeah, you see something, you role model that behavior and you learn. But what did I just say? You cannot become a master without mastering the concept. It's about the work, doing the actual work. Because you can get to level 70, level 80. But if your output and your genuine, authentic capacity is really all the way back there at level 5, you're fucked. Real bad. And in my head, I always go left and right. I'm going, hermatologist, Louise, is there a part of you that's wrong? Could they survive? No fucking chance. No way could anyone who has cheated their way to level 70 with a capacity of level 5 survive level 70 for more than a fucking 10-minute window of space and time. You're gonna crash, motherfucker. You're gonna crash out. And I've seen it so many ways. And I want to stay in the metaphor and not get too personal because I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to show my hand. Fuck it, let's be honest. I don't want to show my hand. I don't want to show the true bitter version of me and the resentment I have and the experiences and moments in time in real life where I actually know this to be true. Oh, you should see my face right now. It's horrendously pushed up. Because it's sad moments like that break you down and take you to dark night of the soul and fuck with your psyche. And quite frequently in these relationships, they're quite underhanded, manipulative, psychological warfare, gaslighting techniques that make you sleep on yourself. Motherfuckers will unalive you. Unaliving is trending all over the gaff. And it's just such a beautiful concept at this time because it really does sum up reality and where we're at. And the culture of social media and where it's got to. And the ideology, and it's been going on for years, but I just love the fact that that's a trending term right now. So many people out here trying to unalive people. So what I want to say to anyone receiving this now, and I'm torn because some of you guys, if you, this is how we know. This is, choose a side. And you are either on the fucking dark side or the light side over here. And I'm going to try and refrain from judgment from either side, but we're going to bring you a consciousness shift across the board. And there's a lot of cards that have flown out. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards already out. And then I've got the deck broken down into a really weird spread. Like, you know, you just put out a normal spread and put the cards out. I've actually got stacks of cards in the deck on top of these spreaded positions, weirdly enough. Never done that before. I've never read like this in my life. So here we go, guys. Interesting time. So as that's happening, there is a lot to dive into here. And the main concept that we want to start with okay. Let's deep dive. Are you the dark or are you the light in this story? Unaliving someone feels good to you. It fulfills you. It gives you a sense of self. It gives you a sense of importance. It gives you direction in life. It makes you feel better about who you are. When we're talking about unaliving someone, we're talking about taking away someone else's feelings of happiness, positivity, self-assurity, whether or not you believe in them and their mission, where they're going in life, what kind of content they're putting out on social media, how they dress, how they speak, what they wear, what they do. There's parts of that you don't like and you would like to rid them of that or make them feel less than, don't compliment them. Don't give out any positive affirmations or words of wisdom, love and light. We'll talk about whether or not that's a natural inclination for you or not, because naturally not everyone's like that, and that doesn't make you dark. So we're going to pull back from that ideology, but I'm really trying to ground the concept of light and dark here, and whether or not you desire to see someone in a worse position than you. If you even process in your mind and scale someone as, I need to take them down a peg or two, or they're too happy, or I want to take this person down. Like if you scale this person above or beneath you to some degree, and it creates a negative festering vibration inside of you, that's dark. We're going to look at that, because you're showing up on the dark side today. And if you would prefer to unalive someone, take away from someone's it's like someone's happy dancing and skipping around with daisies, living their best life naked in the snow. Great example. Someone's running naked and free in the snow. They're a grown adult. It's what they wanted to do. They wanted to do it all their life. And you are disgusted by it. And you are heckling them, abusing them, cussing them out because they are living their dream. Yes, it is not the most orthodox thing to do, but it is a moment in time, and that's what they want to do. The light would say, go on, keep going. You can't do that for too long because you might freeze to death, but turn up, you know? Are you on the other side where you breathe life into someone? This is the light side. You breathe light into someone at your own expense sometimes. That's what we perceive light to be anyway, because there is a middle ground. But you breathe light into someone to the point where you have none left for yourself, maybe potentially sometimes. You are always giving. You will give your last. You will give your time. You will give your money. You will be empathic. You will ask those questions. Are you okay? Do you need help? You will be unconscious that someone's unaliving you. You will have people that will take off your plate. Literally, take the food off your plate. You just made a lovely meal. Someone's come in and they've taken half of your sandwich and you've just said nothing. That was your sandwich. They've eaten it and then they've had the audacity to say it wasn't that nice. You didn't fucking make it for them. They've taken it and eaten it and living their best life. Didn't even ask permission. That's a habit, a behaviour that isn't going to change. Same with that could be money. That could be your intellectual property. That could be an idea of yours. Yeah? You share an idea with someone. You try to build a business with someone. You give someone a promotion. You give someone a handout. You give someone a salary increase. You give someone a loan. They never pay you back. But they just bought a brand new car. A brand new chain. They just bought something worth triple the amount. We're not pocket watching. But they just bought something really, really flashy, and they are flashing around the place with it, but they owe you a lot of money, and they ain't saying a word about it. And the light in you, because supposedly light workers, we don't rise to conflict. We don't create a problem. We are peaceful, and if we lose that money, could be millions. If we lose that million, it's okay. God will provide. God will make sure I get it back again. And let me tell you, when we're talking God and we're talking energy supply, dharma, karma, it is real, yeah. You will get it back again, but not necessarily that million in the way in which you wanted. Because if you don't assert yourself and make it clear in the position that you're in, bearing in mind this relationship's not going to change, this communication's not going to change, guess what God's going to bring? A tower moment, and that tower moment's going to hit you. to awaken you to who you need to be and how much more you need to stand on your ground to make sure that you are treated fairly. Because people will cheat you out of your own reality and take from you in front of your face. Steal from you in front of your face. Take your own concepts in front of your face. So the best example I can give you is the source code ideology. And I love 00 concepts. I love talking to people about 00 concepts and the authenticity we all have to build and create and design. Some people are really, really imaginative. Some people are not. On a spectrum, where do you see yourself? Are you incredibly imaginative? You come up with ideas all the time. You've got 100 ideas. You've got to write them down all over post-it boards and notes. Or you have an idea once in a blue moon and you hold on to that for dear life. Yeah? Because if you're the kind of person who doesn't have any ideas of their own and relies on other people, and then you're with someone who's the opposing to you, who has all the ideas and always gives, yet there's no give and take in that relationship, and you're the one that just takes all this person's ideas all the times and just fucks off with it, where's the balance? What are you bringing? And then you dismiss that person's idea. You dismiss that person's, in my head I'm getting goal weight, yeah? I want to lose this much weight. I want to buy this new outfit. I'm getting so many examples. Give me a minute. First example I'm getting is the weight thing. So you want to lose this much weight and someone's telling you you can never lose that much weight. Unaliving your ability to stay motivated in that way. We're using unalive in the most basicest term of just anyone imprinting a negative association to what you're trying to manifest in your reality. Yeah? I want to lose 100 pounds. No fucking chance. No fucking chance. You've always been fat. You're always going to be fat. You might lose 20 if you're lucky, but no way you're going to lose 100. You don't need that. That's unaliving straight away. Being around that vibration, where the fuck do you think you're going to get? You think being around someone all the time and calling that person a friend or a family member is going to inspire you to get to where you need to be? No chance. It's not going to work that way. Friendship groups. Girls, specifically. Oh, I really want to get highlights. I really, really want to highlight my hair. What do you think? Oh, highlights. No, that's really not in season. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Next week, that same friend of yours, highlights. Exactly the same colour you said you wanted. Oh, she comes around to your house. Oh my gosh, look at my hair. Look what I've done. Highlights. You have the highlights. What the fuck? Little things like that you're not meant to perceive to be an issue, but it's an issue. And you brush it off, and it may have happened when you were 16 years old, 13 years old, when you went to school together, but gets to a point where it starts becoming more of a fucking issue, because now you got fucking highlights, and I told you I wanted highlights last week, and you suggested that I didn't get the highlights. And actually, I told you that I want to wear this dress for my birthday. Girl problems, right? Good for friendship groups. I wanted to wear this dress for my birthday, and I said I was going to order it. And now you've ordered that exact same dress. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And it's these kind of things that happen, very small and minuscule. Why are we going to argue over highlights? That's petty. Why are we going to argue over a dress? That's petty. Well, I'm not going to make a big deal about the weight loss thing, because that's going to reflect badly on me. That's like me projecting my insecurities outwards. I shouldn't have to listen to that person anyway. But these are significant people in your life. These are relationships around you that are never going to change. These are people that are either bringing positive, light, high vibration into your life or low vibration into your life. These people are playing the game genuinely and working really hard to reach level 70 with integrity so they can actually complete level 70 and make it to level 70 fucking 1, versus the other group that's cheating their way through life because they see a little piece of what you've got and they want it. Because they haven't got the idea or any idea how to nourish that, because they still haven't moved past level 5 of the game. And they see you at level 10, level 20, level 30, and you keep giving them the cheat codes on how to get to that level because they're hanging around you. But if they weren't with you, they wouldn't have the skill set to travel beyond that dimension. It's the awakening that's interesting to me about this reading, because it gets to a point where you can't unsee this. I'm really trying to pull away from my own story, but God's like, no, you have to use your own life so much when you do tarot, because the cards come from what you see and the experiences you've had. And to be a channel and a conduit of energy, you've got to use experience. So the best experience I can give you, no, we're going to go in with the cards. We're going to go in with the cards. And if this story wants to come out along the way, then it will. But I'm refraining from feeding the dark side. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've moved on. Let's take a minute to pray and heal and cleanse our aura and chakra, okay? Because the main thing I want to do is I want to be able to talk freely about my experience in life that I've been through, but I don't want to personalize it. And I want it to be clear that everyone here, we've moved on. There are so many stories we've had in our life, okay, that we could go back to, and in the past we blamed others, we blamed ourselves. We fell off, we shut down, we went inwards, we went outwards, we acted up, we lost our minds, we felt fantastic and great, we made other people lose their minds, we argued, we fought, we cried, we fell in love, we broke up, we got back together, we argued, we lied, we cheated, we stole, we were dishonest. All we can do now, oh, that's you or them, right? Either or, right? Because I'm talking to the dark and the light at this time. Either or, the only thing we have control over is ourselves. The main thing coming up in this reading that I want all of you guys to know is whatever energy, entity, social group, community, ecosystem, person you are dealing with, it's a non-negotiable in regards to change. That shit is never changing. It's cemented, the communication style, the relationship style, and the tower moments that are going to keep occurring in your life. If you keep circling around in this, it's never going to change. The High Priestess is out with the King of Wands leading this spread, and that's going, there is massive, 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 massive light potential, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical, enjoyable, light, elder vibration, right? I love talking about the elders sometimes, and I get lost in thought. This man looks like an elder to me when he's wearing white robes, all white robes with gold trimming. And it brings me to like the elders in any kind of witch TV show, like Charm, for example, with the white lighters. Yeah, I'm talking to a white lighter right now. If that is you, hit the like, hit subscribe. White lighters now use devices. 2025, right? But the point with that is, it's about you ascending to that position and you locking in. Now I'm seeing Tetris in my head. A game of Tetris. Are you moving the pieces and locking in? You keep dying on Tetris. Game keeps ending because you're not moving the pieces in the right direction, because supposedly you shouldn't really move the blue ones. Someone's told you, no, don't bother moving the blue. I like the blue the way they are. I like your eyes blue. I really do. Yeah, but my eyes are naturally brown. Yeah, but I love the blue on you. Yeah, but that means I've got to wear contacts all the time. I know, but it suits you more. So you're living in blue contacts all the time because this person said they prefer your eyes blue. But your eyes are fucking brown. So, no fucking offense, right? But you're gonna need to have brown eyes sometimes, because that's actually who the fuck you are, okay? And you're gorgeous the way that you are, and it's about breaking those elements. Yeah? Setting yourself free. Being one with the beauty that is truly you at the core. Letting go. There's a shift happening in the collective, and it's really nice. What I can say is, at some point on the journey, This need to be perfect dies. This perfectionism and this I am light and I am namaste and giving and perfect, and I do all of this in the most beautiful way, and I talk with this kind of voice. It gets so unbearable sometimes. You've just got to break it. I've just watched a little clip of a celebrity, well-known celebrity, who talks with this very theatrical voice. She learnt that from her predecessor, the person that put her on. Both celebrities in the field, quite iconic. I love them both very much. But they've learnt these tactics because it's what to do to be famous, and this is how the bimbos act, and this is the voice we use when we're in the public eye. So fake, it's unbearable. I can't even watch the podcast or the episode because her voice is so unauthentic, and I know that. I just got to shut down. Doesn't stop me loving her. I understand what it means to be in press and be a public figure and the way you got to show up, but there's got to be a time in everybody's life where we go, fuck it, this is who I am. Yeah, the perfectionist, the need to look amazing all the time. Over the last few years, when I've really got into hermit phase and really decided to stabilize my offline life with that on-offline immersion I'm working on, it has been amazing. Because I have been able to let go. I've been able to fall in love with my bald head, shave it and just value it. Yeah, when I was told multiple times that was not the way for me by everyone in close to me. But for me, it was healing. It was heaven. It was what I needed. It was one. It was the closest I've ever been to being that kind of monk, naturalist that I wanted to be. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my life and the most healing experience I've ever had in my life to this day. Now my hair's growing out. Afro, I'm loving my afro. I never really loved my afro like I do now. Now I've got dreadlocks. I've got crazy Medusa dreadlocks at this time. All green. They look amazing. I'm in love with myself. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not dressing up. I'm not overly trying to do it. I'm looking real fucking fabulous. Fantastic. In a way that I've never looked real fantastic before. Because before I was prissy and perfect, at least in my mind, of how my makeup had to be, how my eyebrows had to be, how all these things had to be. And even when I went cyber, I would still dye all of my eyebrows, shave half my eyebrows off so I could do crazy different eyebrow patterns and colours, do all this different stuff with my hair, different colours. So I was still really, really eccentric and really out there. But now I've just let go of the need to be this thing. And it feels amazing. And that's the shift that's happening here. With this King of Wands card and the High Priestess and coming into that white lighter, elder vibration. Someone is being handed their robes. Today, I and the spirit realm are handing you your robes. After this, head over to her 7D Consciousness channel, pinned at the top of this page. Me with my bald head with a pink background. Click the bell for notifications if there is already not a premiere out for the white lighter guided meditation. We're going to collect our robes this week. That's what we're going to do. It's time. We're going to go into meditation. We're going to collect our robes. But before we do that, we need to finish this tarot story, don't we? So all these cards that are not flipped over yet, let's fucking run the story and find out what's going on. Clear out this old energy. And then we'll do a nice meditation at some point in the week. And we're going to collect our robes because you're ascending. Because you didn't cheat on the test. You're not a liar. You're not lacking integrity. You're not dishonest. You're not heartless. You don't desire to unalive people. Yeah? I love the ideology of unalive. It makes me feel so alive because it's the most beautiful concept or way to really understand a person's character in a real fucking snappy way. If I knew about unaliving 20 years ago, my God, I would have changed my social circle long ago. Because it is a simple ideology of someone taking away that excitement, that happiness, that pizzazz, that flair, that desire, your potential. Make that person feel like they cannot achieve. Knock that person down a peg or two. devalue their reality, gaslight them, let them believe they are not enough, they cannot achieve, tell them negative stuff. When they're doing great things, do not applaud them. Don't let them know how good they are. But once again, how do we get past those ideologies if we don't have any external gratification? Remember, there's always that one person watching, isn't there? One person is always watching, and you can guarantee he is always going to watch. Who's that? Write his name in the comments. Let me know who he is. He's there. And he does not move. He does not leave. And every single hour of the day, he's watching. And he knows you more than anyone else on this planet knows you. And I love the ideology of God because it can be widespread. Because I'm not talking about a specific religion today. That's your God. I'm not imprinting my God onto you either. You have your God. There are many religions. Whatever that is for you, feel free to affirm it in the comments. We are all unique. We are all individual. And we all have our own belief. Some people, God is physics. God is source code. God is formula. For others, it is Allah. For others, it is Ra. Christianity. Islam. Allah. Judaism. From concepts of the tree of life, the Star of David, Hinduism, Krishna consciousness, chakras, yeah? Whether that's paganism, Druid, Celtic, Rastafarianism. We even have Satanists on the rise. All of these communities need to be spoken about or spoken to and addressed because we need to be able to understand the forces that are around us. We've just spoken about the unalived. And let me tell you this, and I'll be so fucking real about this because it's important. Because you imagine that person over there who calls themselves a Satanist, yeah? One of them could be getting their robes this week compared to this person over here who claims to be the most high spiritualist, the most high Christian, the most high Muslim you've ever met. But they desire to unalive people 9 to 5. This person over there who has this really weird out there Satanist belief, right? Which is supposedly dark and evil, right? They advocate for people and are empathic and give their heart all day. Yeah? I'm telling you, religion, faith, belief, and all these labels are not what you think they are. I am not a Satanist, and that is not what I believe in. But not one person from any religion or belief system is the same. I have been studying paranormal and occult for a long time now, dark and light. I've dived more into research around the darker stuff that used to horrify me because I only used to care about fairies. Then I fell in love with cyborgs and humanoids. And then I had to understand the dark energies that were circling in the atmosphere more frequently, like voodoo, boogaloos, the Satanist ideology, and not every single thing or every single person that engages in that is the devil or even believes in Lucifer or the devil. So it's very interesting. We need to start asking more questions. We're going to do more education over this. If this is uncomfortable for you, leave now because I feel like I need to butter it up and make all of you guys know I'm still a light person. Don't worry. But I haven't got time. I've got to keep moving. If you haven't done the research in the background and you don't know enough and you perceive that religion, every single person from Islam must be this. Every Christian must be that. Every Hindu must be this. Every Satanist must be that. You would not believe the world that we are in right now. And religion and spirituality is so widespread and so different. It's about education above all else, and it's about refraining from judgment. That's all I can say. If a person is dark and doing fuckery things, we're going to address that. And for me, simple. If you're giving unalive vibration, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Period. We scale you on your dark tendencies, yeah? Malevolent versus benevolent forces here. Dark Triad. We don't fuck with Dark Triad. We don't fuck with non-benevolent energies. And there is benevolence everywhere. And it's beautiful when you can see it. So that's what we're advocating for today. Over malevolent forces, dark forces. And that comes from malicious intent, dark energies. Well, sometimes you've got to wake up and look at the relationships and the people around you and the things that have occurred in your life. There are people around you that are even unconscious of their behaviors. There's situations where this person has gone out of their way for years to take from you, to dig into your life. This is the example I want to give, and we're going to move in through the cards as we go this. But this is the best example. Whether or not this person is conscious or not that they do this, there are people that will sit with you, ask you questions, beg you for information on your life, like they care about you in your life, ask you questions just to take your answers and integrate it into their life. Whether they do it because they want to be you, whether they want to unalive you or a step above you or cheat or take your reality, or they just like you, they look up to you, whatever it is, unconsciously, some people have that program. This narrative that I am getting is this person that will go up to you and ask you these questions. And even if you're like, why are you pushing me on that question? I don't have an answer for that. I don't care. No, I don't want to choose. Someone who forces you to choose. Well, choose between these people. Why would I need to choose between these people? I don't care about any of them like that. No, but choose. If you had to choose one, who would you choose? I'll choose person B. You choose person B, and now that person has built their whole reality for the next year around person B. That their reality with person B blows up in their face. They come to you again. It's like a fucking folk tale. We're talking at Brothers Grimm story we're going to have to do on Hermatology Me about this, right? They come back to you again. Digging, asking you questions again, and they do it in such a lovely way, like it's a normal conversation. But they're antsy. Why are you so antsy asking me this? And why is it? I said no. I said I don't know. But they need an answer. They keep pushing you on a specific issue. Choose a colour, choose a colour, choose a colour. I don't really want to choose a colour. No, choose. Red. Next, they've got red hair for the next year. Okay. It's not a big deal. I don't know if they're conscious of it or not. These are just examples. It works in different ways. Because in my head, I'm getting people with restaurants and what's on the menu. What kind of apartment you would like. What kind of interior, flooring you would want in your house. What kind of paint you would want on your wall. What kind of house you would like to buy. Someone keeps coming to you for the answer. To their life? Are they conscious that they're asking for your life ideology so they can build their life based off that? And are they then aware that this reality they're creating that's balanced between their level 70 and level 5 are completely skewed, and there is going to be a collapse eventually? Are you with me? Does this make sense? Or am I spinning my wheels in the conversation? But it's about that person. Always doing and digging for something from you to feed them. And you've been unconscious of it for a really long time. Until it hits the point of no return now, guys. Because you're rising. This is stopping. This conversation's done. This relationship will never change. And that's where you just... Namaste. grace, honor, no offense. We don't need to keep doing this. Even me having this conversation today, I feel so because I don't want to go in and I don't want to personalize and I don't want to specify. I want to shun the topic entirely because it takes us to places that are memory and we're past the trauma and the heaviest side of it. But it's like, goodness me, how do we even address the melee, the mess, the awkwardness of it all? And we're all living in the now moment, having experience. But if the consciousness and the ownership of your own behaviour isn't there, and there's this thing that comes from you perceiving I'm unalived, and you benefiting from that, that's scary. For me to get to where I am today, I had to play dead for some time. I had to thrive on the unalive vibration that was surrounding me. I've got the zombie apocalypse piece out on the hermetology.me channel, featured at the top of this page. You can go over there and watch Are You Dead or Alive? Spiritual Awakening. Because we dive into what it means to be in spiritual warfare. And to survive with the zombies all around you. And we use vampire ideologies a lot about those biting on your neck, draining your blood. Let's start with the tarot, because Empress, my goodness. We haven't even got to the tarot, and the first card out is the Empress. This is a really, really important phase in your life, guys. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I love it. Your heart is full. This is new. This is new life. Now, in this card, it says fertility and Mother Gaia's hair. This is a beautiful new beginning, okay? I'm talking to someone who maybe used to wear contacts, coloured contacts, has been told that they're more beautiful when they wear these coloured contacts, but you are stunningly gorgeous without them. There's something about your face as well. Maybe someone who wanted to get a facelift, someone who's had insecurities about their face, someone who's got a beautiful, strong jawline, or a, God face. Have you heard about God face? Let me know in the comments what you know about God face and face reading. Sometimes really amazing face readers will tell you the shape of your face and what it means. Someone has a very powerful face shape, and it's not, to you it may be peculiar, but to others it's incredibly powerful. Someone also has really powerful piercing eyes. Once again, I keep getting those blue eyes. Blue or like brown eyes. Yeah, either way, they're really piercing. I wanted to used to say black eyes, but you know when your eyes are just like dark brown and it just looks a really strong piercing brown eye, or a really piercing blue eye, even a green eye, okay? I'm looking at loads of eyes now. Gorgeous, beautiful eye colour. Someone with a really beautiful God face, yeah? If you had a bald head, your face would just stand alone. Really strong, sexy, powerful, stunning, gorgeous. Gorgeous face. But sometimes that could be hidden by makeup, by what you're doing, what you're wearing, or whatever the case may be. I'm looking at someone who's going on a really brand new beginning, and they are rising up, and it's coming from the heart chakra. You are full of wisdom. Wow. Wisdom card's out next. It's letting me know straight away that you are absolutely on track. Yeah? This is confirmation today, this reading, okay? We're talking about those energies that I feel like you and me don't want to talk about. We don't want to keep circling around with these people from the past, the ones that have hurt us, the manipulative ones, the communication that goes nowhere, the lies and deceit. We don't even want to go in on the stories anymore. Yeah? We've got to learn how to have these healing conversations and have confirmation in our dialogue without even going personal with it. And that's my learning lesson on the channel now, because I want to share so much more of this with all of you guys, but I want to do it in a way where I haven't got to dive into example A and example B from that person back in 2004. I don't want to go there. 2016, 2019, I don't want to go there. I want to stay here. But the cards, the divine, the vision, the energy is bringing me to a period of space and time where that was something you were working through. That was something I was working through. We worked through that in a previous period of space and time in a relationship that was less healthier than the relationships we have now. And we have to keep moving forward and keep aligning with the council. That's what I keep getting in my head. I'm going to do a lot more content about this, the council. Okay, it might be a series over here where we just call it the council and we kind of come together and we check in, and we literally just do a really light check-in. And we be the elders and we speak with wisdom, and we kind of just dive into the cards and do kind of a some kind of light work or totem magic, and just let our energy exude through the reading. We're going to try that, okay? Let's keep going, because I'm looking at a really interesting situation here. Let me dive. Just want to get confirmation on these two oracle cards, because there's something very specific here. Yeah. We're healing inner child situations that have been really, really toxic, okay? I see a lot of people kind of moving away and closing out others, closing out past memories, trying to put the burden down. Someone's got a real toxic, or I don't want to say toxic anymore, I want to say a real difficult or strained relationship with a father. They've had to commit to the passing of their father, passing on the torch to a father figure in their life, or parental custody, co-parenting, I want to say, like splitting custody down the middle, working on co-parenting, coming to some strong agreements with a father. This is a layering of fathers for all of you guys, so I'm talking about your father, the husband and father to your kids, your baby father that you're not with anymore, your ex-husband, someone you're divorcing, someone getting spousal support from you, layers to the situation, your own father, the toxicity there. Either way, there's healing in a relationship where you were the younger version, you were the baby, but now you're starting to see your role in the line of ancestry. You're starting to see who you are in this lifetime. You are understanding the significance of lineage, and more importantly, where you are in the line of command now. Where are you going? What level are you on? Yeah? And the most beautiful thing, I always talk about and question, high, low, up, down, left, right. It's the sociological paradigms of reality. But in that same breath, I could look a little bit egoic or feel it, because I'm going, is that person above you, below you, beneath you? What level are you at? They're at level 5, you're at level 70. It could sound obnoxious, right? But I'm coming from a really, really neutral place of, we are all one. We are all standing in the Fibonacci of our own, the center of our own Fibonacci, our own spiral. So no matter what I say and where I go in the conversation, which not everyone always knows, so I worry I'm going to be perceived incorrectly, but the truth of the matter is, we are all one and the same at the end of the day. And this is a solo journey. I came into this life by myself out of my mother's vagina. Just me screaming, where the fuck am I? Wait, this is Earth 1. What's going on here? I didn't sign up for Earth 1. I wanted Earth 12, to be honest. Great, now I've got these people with me. For how long? 20 years, 30 years, you say? Fuck's sake, I fucked up karmically. Now I've got to do Earth 1 again. Right? But we're here. We're dealing with it. We're working through it. And it's never about people that win in this lifetime, and I will say it a million times over, regardless if it sounds obnoxious. People that win in this lifetime, they're not scaling themselves against everyone else in the world. In the mind space, chasing this ideology, I've got to be better than this person, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Now, capitalism, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, they're all fucking competing in the field. They're all trying to outdo each other left, right and centre. They are incredibly competitive. That is the material world. And how they feel when they lay their head down to rest with all their billions, we will never know. But what I know, what I believe, what my life philosophy is and what keeps me going is rooted in self-actualization. And it is about not needing to be anything but who I am. Because me being self-assured, confident and in love with me is what's going to allow me to flourish every single day I live and breathe. Yes, I need to coexist, align, integrate, be one with the rest of the world, build healthy relationships, evolve and grow, and find a spouse, find a husband, build a family if I want to, get married, settle down, build an empire, build a life I want for me. I deserve that. But I don't need to get that nourishment from what someone else has done or what someone else is showing. I don't need to go down this route of branding or niching or create or design something that someone else is doing because that person's a billionaire because they've done that. So I've got to do that. That person went viral because they've done that. I've got to do that. Everyone around the world, every person on this planet is somewhat a mirror to us, a role model to us. And how much we feed into their narrative and pull back from their narrative is the difference between us and them. And it's important to understand the difference between the two. You ever seen those spouses that look exactly alike? How the fuck do you look like twins and your husband and wife and you look like brother and sister? You ever seen the couples that are totally different races, totally different looking, but you still look at them and they still look like absolute kin? Exactly the same. How you two got the same face? You're totally different in every single aspect. Race, hair, eye colour, hair colour, everything. But something about you guys, you look the same. Aesthetically, your faces are now the same shape. What the fuck? How the fuck do you look like twins? It's not twin flame, it's not soulmate, it's not magic. It's the integration of these entities and either the feminine or the masculine, male or female aside, they've integrated into each other so deeply into a visca piscus, which was two circles, the earliest phases of integration, chaos theory, and they've just merged into one. And the polymerization, the contortion, the molecular structures of identity and selfhood in this psychological paradigm we call life has just made them look like nothing but unity. And in many cases, this is beautiful, this is synergy. And in other cases, it's absolutely fucking toxic because it's like, is there a separate identity in there? Are you in there? Is there any separation? And I only say that in the context where those relationships are toxic and sometimes this is stereotypical, so let me know if I'm wrong, but sometimes it could be the female who is so clinged to the masculine that she literally just becomes a piece of him. And the ideology of the rib comes from that as well. When Adam gives the rib to Eve and pulls out his rib to birth Eve in the first place, so the female feels like she must become the masculine. The masculine's already him. We would like to see you. Once again, you are unique. But don't start screaming all you misogynists, because I also do believe in the ability to merge and be one. And I think it's beautiful. But I like when it's done naturally and authentically and meant to be. And there's a thin line between forcing that love language, forcing that immersion, forcing that unity and love, forcing those love languages, versus not. Because some people could be married 20, 30 years and trapped in that relationship where every single time you make a sandwich, you're fucking starving to death. You've worked a 10-hour shift, come in while your partners had their feet up drinking beer on the sofa all fucking day, and you go straight in the kitchen, make a quick sandwich because you're starving to death, and they come in, swipe half of the sandwich off your plate, eat it, tell you it wasn't too fucking great, and go and sit back on their ass again. You've only had half a sandwich and just worked a 10-hour shift, and you're fucking naked. I mean, naked? Why'd I say? I don't know what I meant with that. By that, why did I say naked? Knackered, I wanted to say. Knackered. But in my head, I was getting, you're going to want to get naked, get in the bath, relax, put your feet up. They should be running you a bath. You should have come home, they should have made you dinner. But I'm saying that because the cards at the beginning said that's never going to happen in this relationship. Because you've been in this for years. That programming isn't just going to change. You've been with someone for 20 years. And you've let them steal the sandwich off your plate for 20 fucking years. And suddenly you've evolved and ascended. You're about to fucking get your robes. And now you want to come home to a salt bath and a roast dinner. But that's not going to fucking happen. And that's when the wake-up call hits, and that's where the Tower card is out, and that's when the revelation comes in. Something's got to shift. And it's the relationship with your father, or the masculine, or the role of the misogynistic male coming through here, I'm not going to lie, or what it means to be a mother, or a father, or a parent, or a provider. Babying people as well. In my head, I've worked in early years for many years, since I was 16, all the way up until I was 27. Full-time early years. Then I left, branched out, but still naturally ingrained in me. How are you? Are you okay? I baby people. A key worker, you care for people. If you're a carer, you're gonna have a caring nature. Would you like a sandwich? Would you like this? Would you like that? You're kind of that person. You get programmed. So we're looking at the shifting of programming, and when you shift in a program, you can't take the characters with you. The characters don't necessarily shift. Grand Theft Auto is the greatest example of that. Every time there's a new Grand Theft Auto, do we get the same characters coming back? No. Whole new characters. So you've got to evolve. You've got to get new characters. That's why the council's coming in. This reading is about the council showing up. About you getting your robes. Not everyone makes it onto the board. Not everyone makes it to the council. Yeah? This is for a very select group of people that are being onboarded into a light realm. This is an ethereal space as well. This is in meditation. This is in vision. This is what we're going to do on Her 7D Consciousness. But you are going to do this all in your own lives personally in some way. And whoever you're going to and connecting with and moving towards next, whatever you're building, designing, creating, speaking on, whatever you do from this point on, this is a whole new era and a new layer up in life for you, based on you and your internal, not the external world. We're letting go of a lot of persecution, a lot of attack, someone could have a disability, or could have a father with disability as well. Or have a brother with someone could have a lot of disability in their family. Like, I'm getting like wheelchair, I'm getting like stair ramps, like a special thing that goes up and down the stairs. I've got fears around getting inherited disability or inherited poor health, or your children that are not born yet developing these disabilities. I want to say diseases, but disability just keeps coming round to me and round to me again. Yeah, and it keeps talking to me about different family members. Okay, now I'm getting like sickle cell and carrying the trait and the BRCA gene and passing that kind of stuff down, right? That's what I'm getting in my head a lot. And insecurities about all of those things. And also, I'm getting people now questioning their sexual preference. Their sexual preference and their gender label as well. That's what I'm getting. So we're looking at unique stuff. Interesting. I like the way that the Divine have given me these cards, because we're just specifying a little bit more uniquely what's going on with you guys. Some of you questioning your health. Some of you questioning your age. This is confirmation for you guys, okay? Either way, this is a new beginning and wisdom coming in for you guys. But specifically, we're looking at either a father relationship, a mother relationship, the parenting dynamics in life, being judged for disability, gender labels, being gay, bi, some ideology of queer, even non-binary, falling in love with same sex, having a different unique religious belief, even being outrightly a Satanist, okay? Because I spoke about that Satanist story and I felt like I had to go there for some reason. So if you are a Satanist and you're comfortable with that, put in the comments. Tell us what it means to you. Do you believe in the devil? Let us all know, because I've been doing the research. I don't know any Satanists personally, but I've been doing the research. I've been reading the literature. I've been seeing what's going on out there, and there's very interesting scopes of this, and there's the dark people that hide in the shadows in every single community. But there's some interesting scopes that are not related to the devil at all. So I want to know more. I want to hear more people be honest about it. And I want to feel safe that no one's going to hex me or send the devil to my front door or try and boogaloo me or do anything toxic. But I've got more than enough Hanuman protection. So motherfuckers out there, you dark souls, try me, motherfuckers. I swear to God, I'm armored the fuck up. Don't do me dirty, okay? I'm here in the light trying to do good things. Don't stress me, okay? It's taken me a long time to get this confident to even call you out, all right? Don't. Hanuman! Pull up. Lord Jesus Christ, we don't play games over here no more. Okay? Because there is a need for movement, choices, and decisions balance. You see how I just had that little episode with you right there, going left and right, grounding myself in the now moment, screaming for Hanuman. Who is your deity? Who is your God? Who do you worship? Put that in the comments. The rest of you, everyone starts screaming your beliefs. Screaming your guides. Sometimes I call on Ganesh, Lakshmi, Kali Ma, Hanuman, Krishna, God, Allah, Ra, Horus, Radha. We can go anywhere. I can call on Einstein. Over the last year and a half specifically, my relationship with God and ideologies of God have expanded out in major ways towards quantum mechanics, more than anything else, to coding, to binary code, to really more out there concepts in physics and formula and quantum computing and fluid dynamics, even biotechnology. I mean, every applied science is now wound up with this elemental element, really. But I don't know what else to say of God exists in all things. God exists in all things. And I feel privileged to be in this place in life and even confident enough to speak about this, because I dreamed about the day where I could see spirituality in science to the degree in which I do now. And I feel honoured that I can look at a white paper and engage with some of these beautiful white papers that are fresh to death, coming out right now, hot off the timeline, but some really old literature from some of the greats, and I can still see God in that. I can still see the start of time in that. I can still see religion, spirituality, and the Big Bang in all of that. And I feel honoured to be at this point in the journey as we slowly more and more step out of the pseudo lane with all of these belief systems and really start grounding and paving our way for this to be really actualized. I feel honoured to be alive, to be fair. I really do. And I say that all the time while still having breakdowns every couple, God knows, weeks, minutes, seconds, hours, years, days. It varies completely. But that is life. We are human, okay? The power in you is sensational, yeah? But the power in you comes from forgiveness. On her 7D Consciousness channel, there is a short affirmation, and it's a little poem that I wrote, and I used to tell myself it in the morning. So I always share random techniques that I kind of use on myself, a little bit of talking therapy, and it was like, wake up and forgive again. Wake up and forgive again. Wake up and forgive again. It got to the point for me in life, after therapy and therapy and therapy and therapy, and past life regressions and healing techniques, that every time I woke up, I was in so much trauma. Every time I opened my eyes in the morning, I was met with trauma. The moment I woke up. It's because I was conscious that I couldn't forgive. I was conscious that I was riddled internally with so much resentment, anger, frustration, and hurt from everything I had went through. I was grieving immensely at the time, going through those stages of grief, but I was unable to forgive. Forgiving is a journey, and I'm not a dishonest person. If I can't forgive you, then I can't forgive you, and that's where we're at. So until forgiveness can be found, either way, once you've had to go through severe forgiveness, you're surely not stupid enough to engage with that person again to the degree at which you did before, if it's taken you a long time to forgive. Yeah, and I'm sorry, but you can forgive, but you can also never forget. So the power is in forgiveness. And that takes time. There is no on and off switch of, oh, can you forgive me? Can you move past this? No. Because you asked me, because you would want forgiveness, doesn't mean you're going to receive it. Yeah? That's not how it works. I can't forgive you until I forgive you. So you could ask for it, or you can fake it. I know people that haven't forgiven me. But because they feel like the right thing is to forgive, they say they have. But the way that you're jabbing me, the way that you're coming at me, your truthful behavior and actions towards me not only show me that you haven't forgotten what's happened, but it's also shown me that you haven't forgiven. And you are actually now acting out and giving me back that energy I gave you. You've got resentment towards me. You're still hurt with me. You need time. That's okay. I had the conversation in one instance where I said, you haven't forgiven me. There's no way you can forgive me because the stuff I said to you was really out of order. And I'm not taking back what I said either, because I was quite blunt in that situation. I'm not going to take back what I said. I meant every word when I said it. And actually, although it wasn't a nice thing to say, it was the truth. I'm a bitch when it's the truth. I'm a bitch more time. But when it's the truth, and it's my truth, I'm not going to lie to you. I know you don't like what I've said to you. I'm sorry that it got back to you, because that wasn't supposed to come to you. I told someone something in confidence at a really fragile time in their life and my life. And I opened up and I shared in a really vulnerable space. And they brought that straight to you. They knew what that level of vulnerability and the weight of that would do to you, but they chose that for you. I didn't choose that for you. I would never choose that for you, because the stuff I said was me in the lowest, most deep grief, me being the rawest, truthfulest, not honestest I could, and that person shared that with you. So now you have to live with that. I wouldn't expect us to move forward at any capacity, but you keep telling me you want to keep going. You've forgiven, you want to move forward, you love and care about me, you want to keep going this way with me. I don't see how, because I've made it abundantly clear about my belief system, my inherent belief about you. And it isn't nice. And I'm telling you, I'm not swaying on that ideology. I've formed my opinion on you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, because my opinion that is now formed and cemented in this space and time for the rest of eternity isn't the nicest. But because we've built what we've built prior, we should hold steady on this, hold firm. If that's what you want to do, because I've already made it clear where I'm at, I'm willing to do that. Let's see. Let's try. Because experience is the way. That's how we get to level 70. It's the truth in it. But as we're journeying together on level 70, when the opportunities arise to be honest, to say how you really feel, to own the sadness, to speak on the struggle, to make it clear you're not okay, to say no, to not overgive, to not people please. to liberate yourself, to stand in your power and truth. Discrepancy. Because we can't find middle ground and the stable way to go because you're still wearing a mask. You're still acting like you're okay. Because healing doesn't look like a scream and a shout and a cry and a tantrum in adulthood. And I wouldn't advocate for that at all for anyone else. I'm still working on me. But in the moment, I will have an outburst. No, I'm sick of that. No, I'm sick of this. No. Have a moment to be you. Be human. Non-violent, non-aggressive, non-criminal. Keep it cute and minimal. Right? I want to say keep it cute and mute. But be still outrageously loud and bubbly and authentically you. Especially when I tell you that I'm holding the space for that. And if you think I'm not really holding the space for that and I'm being disingenuous, let me know that. Tell me you don't believe in me. Tell me I'm capping. Tell me I'm chatting shit. Tell me I'm not who I appear to be if that's what you believe. Because I'm willing to do that on the flip side. That's why I'm getting my robes this week. That's why the council have pulled up and tapped everyone in for this special service today. We gotta try, guys. And we gotta see. From the earliest point of me really going into the darkest awakening yet, was the revelation that, oh my God, I have travelled all this way, I have put all these years into this journey, and no one's made it with me. Like no one could withstand the pressure of what it means to climb here. And this is psychological as well. This is spiritual and psychological mainly. When I started this, and I made it clear in my journal, through my manifestations, through my SMART goals, through my plans, through everything I was doing about who I wanted to be and where I wanted to end up, this was where I was going. And I shared that openly over and over again with everybody else. So I assumed me being that authentic and that raw and repeatedly sharing that this is my way, guys. Can't wait for you to see me get to my place. That place in my mind that I vision, that sense of self that I'm desiring. The feeling inside of me internally that takes me from that side of the spectrum where self-hate's more prominent. I want to go towards that self-love being the key to my existence, the key attribute that I exude. That's what I want. And I've been working on that. So when I reach this milestone and I'm now exuding all this wisdom and these higher levels of intellect, and I'm excited about this journey that I'm awakening to more and more that I've been on for donkeys, because I've told you every step of the way, overbearingly so it felt like at times. We've made it here, and now actually none of you are really here with me. Not in mind space, not in spirit, not in alignment. Our circumferences, our circles can't visca-pisca like they used to. Visca-piscus like they used to. We can't align. And that was an absolute shocker. That was the tower moment. We don't synergize now. I didn't know that because I was climbing this way and it was such an independent climb, that Maslow hierarchy of needs, that pyramid's built for one. That's why Hegel had so many pyramids, because we all have our own, right? I didn't expect to come all the way up here and lose everyone else. But there is no point or need to hold on to everybody else, because there's strings and nodes and fractals and elements and parts of the Merkle tree that don't exist here. That doesn't compute. That is not the way. There's an error in the code. Yeah? So what do? Where do we go from here? What are we being told? What is the key now? The strength, the awakening, the power, the truth, the inner knowing. It's about, firstly, getting your solar plexus back. Secondly, leaving the ideologies that you need anyone else, or that you are alone, or that loneliness follows you, or that you haven't got everything you need in the now moment to make this happen. Leave that in the dumpster. That's not coming with us, okay? Pride and ego, we need that. And we need to understand what it is and the power of it, the light and the dark, like we just had today. Because if there's ever an element in your life where that darker side rises up in you, that element of you where you would rather unalive someone because it's getting too competitive, I want to take down this person or that, like the big tech fight, for example. How do we ground ourselves and not turn into Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk in the tech fight? How do we have integrity in such a space? So whatever field you're in, when you get completely challenged, and we all have a darker side and a lighter side, so no one's immune from picking up a darker or lighter trait when challenged. How do we make sure we are always aware of our pride and ego, and we stay integritous and we stay balanced, yeah? I've always been overly blunt and overly honest. So for me, like when it comes to like jealousy and stuff like that, I'm the kind of person that I always say this, like, oh my God, I'm so jealous of you that you have this. This is amazing. I'm going to aspire to that. Jealousy for me is something that I would immediately identify as an aspiration. Yeah? I don't know how that's developed. Once again, I think that becomes from the uniqueness, the hermit ideology. When you understand that everything comes back down to you internally, it's not like you don't see the success of other people. You're doing amazingly well on socials. You've got so many numbers, so many views. That's amazing. I would love that. But ultimately, you're you and I'm me. We're different. And have you ever heard, you've seen Aladdin, right? You ever heard about making bad wishes? Never wish for what someone else has. Never. It's never the way. Find your own thing. Because you can look at that person with virality. You can look at that person with millions. You can look at that person with billions. You can look at that person with this beautiful family or this beautiful supermodel. Look at them. They're amazing. Every single one of them. Your family's gorgeous. Your house is amazing. You've got 20 cars. They're all gorgeous. You are the sexiest person I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe you just got this amazing deal or contract. Wow, aren't you all amazing? But in that same breath, I'm not you. I'm never going to be you. And I think the jealousy and the envy that comes from the darker side and the darker tendencies, it stems from people's desire to want to be that. I want to be just like this person. I just want to be just like that person. I want to be better than that person. That's where you lose yourself immediately. And you start chasing nightmares. And you start chasing ideologies of something that can never be achieved, because you can never become Bella Hadid. For she already exists. You can never become I Show Speed. For he already exists. Mr. Beast, he already exists. We don't need any more of them. But we need more of you. We don't need another Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. We don't need another Khloe Kardashian, Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton. We've already got enough. We don't need another Elon Musk. We definitely don't need another Sam Altman or Mark Zuckerberg. But we do need you. So what makes you different? And what qualities do these people have that inspire you, lift you up, motivate you, put you on the right trajectory towards your destiny without you becoming that? Becoming a carbon copy of something that you think is the epitome of existence. Impossible. Because you, being you, is the epitome of existence. And we've been put here to just be us. That's what's beautiful about mankind. Humankind. We're here to just be us. And that's the health issue that is the most prominent thing in every person on the planet. And what you should kind of base relationships on, basically, is what I'm really honestly saying now. With the health card coming out with the 7 of Wands in reverse. The health card in reverse with the 7 of Wands. And it's outrightly talking about resisting the truth. The true you. And any relationship where someone can't just be them 100%, it's exhausting. Any relationship where you can't be you 100%, exhausting. So choose liberatory relationships. Choose liberatory passages. Choose ways to show up online and be you that are more authentic and genuine and aligned to your life. Look at all of my platforms across the board, all the different things I do. Look at all the stuff on hermatology.me and the stuff that I'm building. I've chosen to go in a way that nourishes all of my molecular structures. All of the little pieces of me that are unique and different. Because me having a one-tiered, one-layered aspect of self and showing up on social media like that is too limiting for me. So doing an audio over here and an audio over there and a conversation over here, me being able to fractalize my existence, to showcase all of me, is important to all of me. Because when I'm offline and I'm not driven by this machine, I'm aligned still. And my chakras are nourished. And I'm still 100% me. And I'm not worn down. And I'm not over-giving to the machine. I'm not over-giving to a fan base or a brand or a community to the point where it's going to impact on my mental health and my well-being and my desire to flourish. It's not going to prevent me to build in other ways. That's why I can do the crazy hermatology tech stuff I'm working on. And the stuff I'm doing at the School of Hermatology, it all stems from the ability to balance my life out and choose fluid dynamics and cyber mechanics and field engineering on such a nuanced scale, I wanted to say, in such multi-dimensional ways, which we should all have the right to do. And hermatology technology will break that open for all of us in new ways. So these platforms that we're using now won't have to be the burden that they are algorithmically. We'll change that while still giving all of these platforms a reason to exist as well, because everyone's using them, so we're not going to disregard that. But we've got work to do in all of our lives, okay? The memory of your heart in the past is the main thing we're closing down and letting go of. Because we started with the gorgeous new heart energy and we're coming to an end with the old heart energy still in your mind. Remember that you would never be this wise and this amazing and this powerful and this switched on, and you would never be collecting your robes if you didn't go through what you went through. Now I just want to binge watch Charmed, the original Charmed, for ages, and just watch every single White Lighter episode, because it kind of feels that way. It feels like, you know, when you get pulled in front of the council, you're always getting in trouble for using magic. Like the Charmed ones are always getting in trouble for using their magic in ways that they shouldn't. Even in Harry Potter, when Harry Potter gets dragged in front of the courts for using a Dementor spell, and they were saying there were no Dementors around. Yeah, there were. We all fucking saw it. We watched it on the screen. There's Dementors coming. It was dangerous. A muggle was at risk. He had no choice. You know? The courts. Legal. Whether or not it's true or not, pseudoscience, conspiracy, the right ways to go, algorithms, rules and regulations, standard protocol, source code, copyright material, patents, what is or isn't right, online expectations, branding, money, materialism, wealth, network, expectation, brand, publicists, PR, propaganda, all of it overtakes the true you? The you that you need to be the best version of you at risk again? No, we're tired. And age is a beautiful thing. It really is. When you're young and all the old people tell you, oh, when you get to my age, you'll understand. You just look at them like, oh, you old fogey, shut up, whatever, grandpa. You know what I mean? You just brush it off like, oh, these old people always talking like they've got relevance. They do. They do, because the longer you are on this planet, the more you've experienced. And in any walk of life, a bit of me wanted to go back on that, and I tried to dig in my brain really quickly for an example of an old, dumb person. And I couldn't even do it, because it would just be rude and ignorant. Because living is an experience. Earth is the school of life, right? We all came here for something, and we've all been through something. You listen to someone's life story, and they just tell you about their life. You learn so much. So really start to value people in their age. And there's so much people can tell you about what they've been through. And I really love just hearing people talk about their experiences sometimes and being blown away, because what you see on the cover of someone else, never judge a book by its cover. You wouldn't believe what people go through, and they would never present as that. Sometimes you think people are so stuck up and obnoxious and up their own arse, and you speak to them and you find out who they are, and they tell you some of their history, you'll be shocked. And then you start to wake up and realize, oh, that's why they are this way. That's why they're so wise. That's why they're so powerful or determined, because they've actually had it really hard. That's why they can do this. Because that's why they're at level 70 in real blood clot life. And then you start looking back at people at level 5. Pathetic. You got to choose to move past it, and you can't keep carrying people with you all the time up the chain to different levels if they can't handle it by themselves, because this person keeps crashing out again, going back to square one. And the main thing I learned in life as well is me trying to hold on to these old situations or old belief systems kept me spinning my wheels for a long time. I had a lot to do to get to where I'm at in my life right now, but I delayed myself because I had this belief system that to be here now and to be where I'm at in my life, I needed to carry a whole community with me. I needed a whole C-suite on my back. I needed a whole community and massive membership or massive following on my shoulders. I needed more. Me being me and doing this and being where I'm at today didn't ever seem like it was enough without an entourage or something much bigger than this. So me building all of that stuff, or adjusting my focus and outsourcing my acceptance of self. Can I say that? Outsourcing my acceptance of self. Outsourcing my power supply. I give you power. I give you power. I give you power. I give you power. I give you the right to flourish, human. Let's go. Right? It's not that. Be you entirely. I must serve, I must serve, I must serve, I must care, I must give, I must do, I must be, I must lift up, I must motivate others. Have you motivated you? Have you served you yet? Have you served you yet? I worry deeply about the future of so many young children, young adults, that come from low socio-economic backgrounds, really deprived, really trapped in home environments with a lot of family and friends, with no opportunity to get out and have their own place. I really, really worry about that. I know what it means to get independence in a really, really young age and grow up in a family network, busy, social life, hustle and bustle, everyone around you, and not until much later in life get independence, if I can say it like that, and actually just stabilize and have my own place instead of living with others or living with family or having a busy network or social group and friends and family and others around. At the time, it was what I needed. There's nothing about my life I would change at this point because I wouldn't be me otherwise, right? And I really benefited from the opportunities I had and being a student in younger age to do all the freelance and the research, all the experiences I've had in life. Go to hermatology.me to the press page and you can see the prospectus previews and some of the stuff I've been doing over the last decade, or near enough a decade, you can see. But the ability to do a lot of that stuff wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the opportunities I did to be around people and have the network I did. If I was really, really independent and in the position that I'm in now, financially, the liberation wouldn't have been there, things wouldn't have aligned. So you've got to be grateful for the journey. But there's a lot of people that come from a different socio-economic background with more money, a lot less deprived, who have been able to ground themselves and be well off and be independent and have their own place from a lot younger age. Yeah? It changes you. And there are specific communities like the Asian community that all live together with husbands and wife and 3 generations in one house, 4 generations now in one house. And the house isn't that big. The ability to hear your own thoughts, the ability to meditate, be mindful, go within, understand self, that's being stripped from the person more and more. I worry about that a lot because I understand who I am now in full independence versus who I've been and had to be to accommodate everyone else. And when you live in my house, it's my rules. And people will use their house, use their money. You live with a partner, you live with family members and friends, you live with a roommate, yeah? I moved out and was renting privately at a young age. You know, I moved out initially when I was like 16 or 18 and lived with a grandparent to begin with. So we have these different experiences, right? But from grandparents living to roommate living to family and friend living to living with a family member to getting your own place and just being by yourself consistently and grounding your reality with that. I mean, it changes for many of us. We move in, get married, it's different. Depending on if you come from a single parent home, that's going to be different. You have role models that show you a happy marriage, then you're more likely to get married at a young age and get married and have kids and get a house by 30, the status quo or what everyone's going for. But whether or not you are raised in a low socio-economic background or a high socio-economic background, whether you're poor or rich, deprived or wealthy, yeah, because every single borough has the poor part of the borough and the well-off part of the borough. Loads of us do or don't have money, council houses, private accommodation, goodness me, hostels, whatever the case may be, we all struggle in different ways. So it's about understanding our unique makeup and where we want to be and where we want to go. And I just know that from where I've come from and the struggle that so many of us have faced, or that I've seen so many people face, the liberation so many people could have if they could have their own space, their own thoughts, their own time to think, no family, no friends, not isolated from them. You can go and see them every single day, but you need your own place. You need your own sanctuary. You need your own space for your mental resilience. Because although I claim this hermit label, and that's always who I've been, I know how to shut off within my own environment. I had a really, really high, full-on life surrounded by loads of people for a really, really, really long time. And only over the last few years, like 3 years, when I've really shut down and just been me and gone within, have I realised, whoa, what on earth was I doing and how much of me was I giving away to everyone else over all of these years? My gosh, it's been amazing because I've learned and I've evolved, and being the social butterfly and all of these kind of ideologies. It feels so amazing to look at the world differently now because of this shift. Just me. I'm going to need some time to just be me for a while. Not be the hostess with the mostest, not be the jester in the room, not be the spiritual life coach, not be the medium, not be the tarot reader, not be the guru, not be the chef, not be the cocktail maker, not be the one busting all the moves on the dance floor, not the crazy dancer, not the big spliff builder, not the weed cake queen. I don't know, I'm gassing myself up a little bit, but do you know what I mean? Whatever those labels are for you, whatever energy you are, not the lead in the environment, not the speaker upper, not the activist, not the advocator, what archetypes do you carry? We're going to do an archetype reading. I've got the archetype deck that I haven't used in ages, and I've just really done my shelf again, and everything looks so gorgeous. So we're going to do another reading after this, so do hit the bell, and we're going to dive into archetypes. Any ideas about where we want to go with these archetypes, and any questions you have specifically, put them in the comments. But we're going to dive into some archetypes for real and start looking at ourselves a little bit more consciously. We want to stay woke and conscious about who we are and the roles that we play in life and the stuff that we tell ourselves. Because although I come and speak to you guys, I still do get negative and I still do get low. Still do have low mood. My life changed drastically from where I used to be. And although I lost 3 family members in 2020, I still experience grief and trauma from that experience. From 2019, my life was hit the shit and it went really, really bad from homelessness issues stemming from 2019 while still being a student, then going straight into 2020, and within the first 2 months of that, losing a family member, then that carrying on through 2020, more dramas, everyone's life fucked up in 2020, right? Feel free to share your stories in the comments. I'm not going to go on and on about mine. I'm pretty sure you've been through it too, right? I do have stories on hermatology.me as well, so feel free to go back and look at the understanding grief and other older content that's there. Either way, it's been a journey and it's taken us to this point where we're at now. And it's about understanding not every day is smooth sailing. Not every day is easy. And although that happened then, it doesn't mean we're over it. Doesn't mean we're 100% okay. I still have trauma. We still have trauma. And it's okay for us to own that and acknowledge that. And it's up to us to be able to take ownership of all of our trauma. And when we was at the height of our problems, we trauma dumped all day. We trauma dumped all night. I used to trauma dump all the time because I didn't know what to do. You know, in the Ace of Cups, right? It's all about overflow, emotional overflow. But imagine that Ace of Cups is literally a dumpster fire. Trauma dumping, yeah? That's what it felt like. And I went through a real lengthy phase of trauma dumping anytime I spoke to anyone, because I was so on my own for such a window of time. The moment I did speak to anyone, it would be a trauma dump, or it would be an ADHD style conversation, because I was just overflowing naturally with all this stuff that I needed to get out. I needed to have a positive laugh and a joke and a positive conversation. I needed a drink. I needed a smoke. I needed to get the trauma out. So if you ask me about the dark side of life, I'll tell you and I'll cry. You ask me about the light side of life, or we go on a light journey together, then I'm gonna be the light. The polarity in me is strong because I am so up and down. And it's not a mental health thing. It's not a bipolar issue. It's yin and yang. It's masculine and feminine. It's binary system. 01, on, off. It's reality. It's who we are, right? And it's about understanding that and holding space for ourselves to not be okay. Trauma creates things. And whether or not it's grief or not, or homelessness or not, or abuse or not, something's fucked with your psyche. Yeah? And only we can fix it. And we probably went everywhere else looking for the answer, but it's within. So sitting with ourselves and healing ourselves is the only way we can get through this. And we've done it now, because the heart's out and there's memory. We're going to have to walk away and know that we've made the right sacrifice and we've walked away for the right reasons. Are we healthier now? Are we happier now? If the thought of going back horrifies you, going back to a group, a society, a community, a person, fills you with trauma, fills you with PTSD, fills you with anxiety, fills you with stress, guess what? That's not the way. It's not the way. If you have tragedy, bad memories, trauma, and it's just the ideology of hell, it's your worst nightmare, that's a sign not to go that way. Trust yourself. Regardless of what it may appear to be on the surface and what may be deemed right, if it don't feel right, it's not right for you. At least at that moment in space and time. So choose wisely based off your healing and your heart chakra and what feels good and what doesn't. And only do what feels good for you. Nourish you. Take the time for you now. Fill yourself up, okay? This has been a really beautiful transmission, guys. I had no idea where we were going. I love doing these kind of reads. I love just coming here with a thought or something that's just popped up and just diving into it. We've gone everywhere. And this is really just authentic and raw and a different way of reading. If you liked it, please do let me know. Hit me up in the comments, share more, put a positive affirmation there for you. Teach us a technique about how you have overcome these obstacles or why you are receiving your robes. Tune into her 7D consciousness over there and click that bell. Make sure you're ready because the council meditation is coming at some point. I think maybe a Wednesday. I don't know why I'm getting guided to say a Wednesday. Whether or not I'm going to record it on the Wednesday or it comes out on the Wednesday, we'll see. Hit the bell. But I can already get visions of where we're going. And I love a guided meditation. So we're going to go into a deep guided meditation over there. And we're going to go in and I'm going to guide you into your own unique journey. So it's not going to be totally scripted by me. I'll set up the stage, I'll set the scene, I'll take you into the gorgeous space that we're going to be in, and then I'll let you all go off uniquely on your own journey. A little bit like the Love and Light Mall, which is available on hermetology.me. All my channels are linked at the top of the pages, so you can go over there and give the Love and Light Mall a try. But it's more evolved than that. This is a deeper, richer environment that we're going into. It's gorgeous. I can already see most of it. So that's nice, okay? Guys, please do check out the rest of the channels. Linked at the top of this page. Do check out hermetology.me and all the links in the description. And do check out music on the hermetology.me website, which has recently been updated. And there's loads of tarot music over there. It's a tarot musical. Every single tarot card is getting its own musical video, its own special interpretation made by me, vocals all done by me. I've got my Spotify playlist over there as well, and I've got Act 3 loading at this time. We're going to dive into Act 3. We've already got Act 1 and Act 2 out, and we've got quite a few songs, 18 songs, 18 videos, 18 tarot cards, all already depicted in a beautiful musical theatre or theatrical piece over there. It's amazing, if I do say so myself. So feel free to go and check all of that out. I love you guys for staying with me and journeying with me as we dive deep. I would love you to share so much more in the comments. I would love you to hit like and subscribe if you're new. And I will be back really, really soon on one of these channels. Hit the bell for every fucking channel because I stay spinning around, for I am multifaceted, okay? Love you guys. Bye.